Hello, CA warriors. How are you all doing? Friends, today we are going to start with a very interesting topic. But, friends, before that, remember the goal of this video is not to go deep into every single concept, but to give you a crisp, exam oriented summary so that you know what is important and how to remember it smartly. This book and video together will act as your perfect self study partner. And I'm super confident, guys, that after this revision, you will be able to solve any MCQ that come your way in the exam. So let's begin this rapid fire revision session. And yes, if you find these notes helpful, don't forget to share them with your friends. Hello, my CA warriors. How are you all? Guys, so let's get into the new chapter. In this video, we are starting with chapter number 2, unit 2, that is theory of consumer behavior. Very interesting chapter. It is something psychological chapter. Oh, yes, this theory is about your psychology, my psychology. Or I can say this theory is about your mentality, my mentality. Okay, yes, that's what the name is consumer behavior. Friends, what a detailed analysis economists have done. We use some words, but the real definitions, the real difference, the real sense we're going to study in this chapter. It is a psychology of the consumer. As you know, the whole economics is based on two things. ठीक है businesses, the whole economy is running on businesses. Business means economics, right? Buying and selling, demand and supply. बराबर. Now, the theories are majorly divided in two parts: sellers behavior and consumers behavior. My topics today is consumer behavior. So you, me, we all are buyers, we all are consumers. So what is the main objective of the consumers? बराबर. Guys, the main objective of consumer is always to derive maximum satisfaction. Yes, this is the main objective, ठीक है, of the consumers, to derive maximum satisfaction by consuming goods and services. Life is about to get the satisfaction. The more you get satisfaction, the more you're growing in your life. Now, so see, the behavior of the buyers are to derive maximum satisfaction, and the behavior of the sellers are to derive maximum profits. So, forget about right now sellers, but I'm just doing the comparison. So, here in this chapter, we're going to start learning theory of consumer behavior, how consumer behave when they purchase, why they purchase the goods, why the demand arises. Yes. So, to for the better understanding purpose, this unit 2 I have divided into four parts. And I've given the name part A, part B, part C, part D. Part A is human wants, which is you like you can see on the screen. Now, part B is law of utility. Part C is consumer surplus, and part D is indifference curve. And all the theories are based on maximum satisfaction. That is something psychological. Yes, satisfaction does not have any kind of physical existence. It is just a feeling, and feeling is something in my mind. It is a psychology. बराबर. You will going to enjoy this chapter. Now let's start with, so in this video I'll just going to discuss a very short topic. Now, human wants, part A, because without this, okay, you will not be able to understand the further topics. Okay, but before I get into the theory, first you have to understand wants is a general word. Wants, desire, dream, wish, needs, etc, etc. But in economics, ठीक है, there is a one difference. Now let's get into a more detail. What is the basic difference between needs and wants? Hmm? Sir, both are same. No, in economics, both are slightly different. Yes, in layman term, we are using both in place of each other. That is okay. Oh, yes, guys. Now, so what is the difference between needs and wants? So, from economics point of view, what economists want to say, needs are that demands, needs means that demands which we require to satisfy for our survival. Oh, yes. So, needs means it is required for survival. for life. Okay, so needs are actually that demands which without which we cannot survive. We might die. That is called needs in economics. Okay, now like minimum amount of food, clothing, shelter, and water. This is my need. If I'm going to get this two time food minimum बराबर है. Now a small place to stay, ठीक है, water to drink, I'll able to survive. This is my need. And as per economics, needs are always limited. Needs are need to be get compulsory to be get satisfied. So needs are compulsory to be get satisfied. Okay, if my needs are not getting satisfied, I might die. I'll not be able to survive. So that demands which is important, which is compulsory to satisfy for my survival is called needs. Very simple. Okay. On the other hand, what do you mean by want? Wants are something beyond needs. Okay. Wants means it is that demands which I don't need for survival, barabar for my existence. I need to make my life comfortable and luxury. Oh, so wants means that demands बराबर which is required to make life comfortable, comfortable and luxuries. Okay, yes guys, comfortable and luxury. For example, for example, mobile, car. Now 2 BHK bungalow to stay, बराबर, eating food in a hotel. This is not my basic need. बराबर, yes, so these are called comfort and luxury. Guys, economics says to satisfy wants are not compulsory. To satisfy wants are optional, because even the wants are not getting satisfied, ठीक है, I can survive, I might not die. So wants are optional to satisfy. Okay, okay sir, we got it. So wants are optional, needs are compulsory. Fine, now we understood. So wants are something beyond needs. Now, no, no. Yes, sir, now we got the difference. But wait. Now here the main part comes. Guys, in economics, now let's talk about economics. What economics says? Economics says कि wants are always limited in nature. Sorry, needs are always limited in nature. Needs are always limited in nature. Means what they want to say is, friends, economics says कि in this world, in this entire globe, in the whole earth, now God has given so much resources that each and every person's need can be satisfied. But no needs can remain unsatisfied. God has given so much resources that each and every person's needs can be satisfied. Because needs are always limited in nature, it is for survival. Each and every person's need can be satisfied. So that's why needs are limited in nature as compared to the resources available on this earth. It can be natural resource, it can be money. Oh, but friends, what economics want to say is wants are unlimited in nature. Hmm, your all wants cannot be satisfied. Why? Now, sir, unlimited as compared to what? Resources. Okay. Means economists want to say is कि wants are so unlimited that resources compare it as compared to resource बराबर. Now your wants are unlimited as compared to resource availability, means your all wants cannot be satisfied. Some wants can be satisfied, some wants will always remain unsatisfied. And friends, this is where the economic subject came into existence. Okay, yes, friends. So the base of economics. Now if someone says you why this economic subject is there to handle this problem, economics economics says the subject of economics came to into existence because of two mismatches. That is, wants are unlimited and resources are limited to satisfy wants. Guys, resources means what, sir? Guys, to satisfy your wants you need resources. Wants or needs cannot be satisfied without resources. So what are my resources? Natural resources, human resources. But at present, for your Gen Z students, money is a resource. So money is always we have find lesser as compared to our wants. Right? Yes. So here where the picture comes, because of this mismatch, economic subject has came into existence. Oh, so wants are unlimited, resources are limited. So economics says all wants cannot be satisfied. Some wants you can satisfy, some wants have to be sacrificed. Fine, sir. So now we understood what is needs and what is wants. And in the world, all majorly theory and the world, these businesses are running not on the basis of needs, on the basis of wants. You are purchasing the whatever demands you do, it is your wants. Needs has been satisfied without demanding. Parents have satisfied our needs. Hmm. We are struggling to satisfy our wants. Okay, sir, then what is demand? This chapter that we have studied, guys, the chapter demand has been derived from wants and needs. Actually, all the three are similar, but if you want to understand, I can use one statement for you, punching statement, that is, all demands are wants, but all wants are not demand. Means, means what demand says you should have wants plus you should have ability to pay. If you can, if you have money and your wants are there, that is demand for you. But there are some wants for which I don't have ability to pay, so then that is not demand, it's a mere wants. So demand, concept of demand has been derived from the wants. That's why I use word, all demand are wants, but all wants may not be demand. For example, I my want is that I want to buy a aircraft. Now this is not demand because I have no ability to pay. I cannot satisfy my that demand. But my demand is to purchase a BMW. Yes, I have ability to pay. That is my demand. Oh, fine, fine, fine. So the first point you understood what is needs and what is demand. So basically you understood this topic. So let's get into more in detail one by one. Two topics are there. Come on. Now, first thing, nature of human wants. This I have already explained you, but some features are there. That features are one liner. You have to remember it. Barabar? Okay. Now, and one more thing before I get into that, you have studied factors affecting demand. So friends, the factors which affect demand, that the same factors affect your wants because demand is derived from the wants. So same topic is there, similar. Come fast, let's read it. In economics, the term wants refers to wish, desire, motive. Okay. Now, to own or use goods and services that give satisfaction. The life is all about to get the satisfaction. Am I correct? Yes. Now, fine, fine, fine. So what are the nature? What is the nature of human wants? So let's understand the nature. I have now I have developed a code for you to memorize it. The nature of wants are Uri hit scar. Uri, the movie has been came. Uri hit boom 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 scar. Oh my god, I've got a hit over here. So Uri hit scar. Let's start one by one. U. Wants, U stands for unlimited. Guys, wants are actually unlimited, but it cannot be get satisfied. Am I correct? Okay. So are you getting it? Yes, sir. Fine. So wants are unlimited. U stands for unlimited. Means all wants cannot be satisfied because of limitation of resource. So देखो, all wants cannot be satisfied due to limitation of resource. Hope you got it. Yes, sir. Second, guys, wants can recur again. Recur again means now, guys. Recur again means if you satisfy your one want, but that want might arise again after 2 to 3 days. For example, chocolate cake, donuts, water balls, right? Yes, today I have consumed a lot of chocolate cake. I'm satisfied today. After 4 days, again, I'll going to feel like, oh, guys, now I want again chocolate cake. So, friends, wants can recur again. That's why it's called now wants are unlimited. New wants are also arising, and the ones which I've already satisfied again recurring. Okay, then I wants differ in intensity. Intensity means some of the my wants are very urgent. I need to satisfy. I cannot sacrifice. And some of the wants, ठीक है, now as not so urgent I can postpone it. So the intensity is want is very high. So देखो, choice, urgent wants and not so urgent wants. Some wants are very urgent, I need to satisfy at any cost, and some wants are not so urgent. Okay, for example, I'm sick, so medicine is my want, but it's very urgent, I cannot sacrifice it. But I want to go for a movie, ठीक है, so I can postpone it, that's okay. Oh, then H. Guys, wants may become Uri hit H. Habit and custom. Liquor, cigarettes. Now, habitual things. Guys, wants may become my habit. And then I need it. बराबर तो it's a wants, right? It may become my habit. बराबर customs. Custom means now it is a tradition. बराबर now some things we are doing, like for example shopping on a Diwali. Now it is a custom, means no need to do shopping, but from so many years it's a trend. On a Diwali occasion many people purchase gold and silver. Yes, so it's a custom. So I feel on Diwali we should purchase, matlab, do the shopping. Otherwise, I don't feel like a Diwali. So it's my habit now. It's a custom. Trends which we are following. I wants are affected by income, taste, fashion, and advertisement. Of course, guys, same as demand. The more your income increases, the more your want increases. First, necessity satisfied, then comfort, then luxurious. If my income has been increased, barabar, I'm going to purchase a car. More income, then I need BMW. Then again my income increased. Take a foreign tour. Incomes and demand have direct relationship. Taste, fashion, advertisement. Sometime I have no wants. I was not having any kind of demand, but wants arises due to informations. Advertisement. By looking at the advertisements, I felt yes, I should purchase it. Hmm. So it is affected. Then IT want varies from time, place, and person. Of course, your wants are different, my wants are different. Want may change from one time to season changes, wants changes. If you change from one place to another, your wants will change. Means wants are relative and subjective concept. Am I correct? It varies from person to person, time to time, place to place. Situation to situation, wants varies. Yes. Hit, scars. S. Each want is satiable. Yes. Friends, you can say this is assumption or now whatever wants you have, ठीक है, that wants are able to get satisfied. Each want is satiable. If you have any demand which you cannot satisfy or which can never be satisfied, is impossible, then that is not a want actually, it's a dream. For example, I want to own a Taj Mahal. I want to buy a Qutub Minar. Not possible. So it's a dream. It is not a want. Okay. Then C and C, scar, C and C. Wants can be substitute, wants are complementary. Demand is also substitute and complementary. Yes. So, substitute means that substitute goods. No, 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 no. Here substitute means because resources are limited, so between multiple wants you have to make a choice. You cannot satisfy all your wants. For example, now I have two wants right now. ठीक है, I want to buy an iPhone. This is my want, and I need for that 80,000 rupees. Resources should be needed. Yes, so resource is money, and I want to take my family on a trip. ठीक है, yes, on holidays, and the budget is 80,000 rupees. So I have two wants. To satisfy these two wants, I need 1,60,000 rupees. Then I can satisfy my both the wants. Yes, but I have only 80,000 rupees. So now I have to make a choice. Either I should buy iPhone, then I have to sacrifice trip. I have to postpone trip. And if I take my family on a trip, then I have to postpone my iPhone. So I have to replace one want with one another. So when you can replace one want with another, it becomes substitute. Nature is not substitute because of limitation of resource. So then I thought, yeah, I should take my family on a trip. Otherwise, they will going to throw me from the house. Right? So and I'm substituting it. So wants are substitute. Okay, wants are complementary. Car and petrol. My want is to drive a car, so I need car as well as petrol. My need is to use mobile, so my demand is mobile as well as charger. Yes, same as demand. Then scar A, want may arise due to physical, psychological, and social factor. Yes, wants actually arises by comparisons, by J factor. My friend have purchased a car, even I will going to purchase a car. It's a psychological factor. J factor is psychological. Oh, he purchased a big TV at his home. My TV is small. I'll going to purchase now in the next month a new one. It's psychological. Physical. Some things are my need of physical. I felt sick. Then I need a demand. My demand will be for medicines. Yes, social factor. Now, the trend which is going on in the society. On Diwali, barabar, I have to burst a crackers. I have to purchase a cracker. Without that, I don't feel like Diwali. It's a social factor. Barabar, all are bursting the crackers. Yes, on a marriage, I have to do a shopping of the clothes. Without that, how come marriage is possible? Hmm. Barabar, this is a social. On marriage, shopping is compulsory. Without that, no marriage is possible. Or barabar, on a marriage, I have to call to all the family members. Without that, no marriage is possible. No, but it is possible, but it's a custom. बराबर are relative and subjective. ठीक है, that is already I explained you. uh, Wants varies from time, place, situations. Yes. So these are the features you have to remember. It's one word. Let's revise this fast. Uri hits car. H. You. Wants are unlimited. R. Wants can recur again. I. Wants have different intensity. H. Wants may become your habit and custom. I. Wants may be affected by income, taste, fashion, and advertisement. T. Wants varies from time, place, and person. It is relative and subjective concept. Then T is done. S. Wants, each want is satiable. C and C, wants are substitute, that is competitive and complementary. A, wants arise due to physical need, psychological need, and social factors. It is done. So one part is done, guys. So easy. Now, next. Classification of wants. Oh, let's get into the in-depth. Till now, you have understood the nature of the wants. Guys, economics says wants are divided at three levels, three categories. Now, necessary, comfort, and luxury. Some wants are necessary, that is my needs. Without this, survival is not possible, right? I feel this should be there in my life. Otherwise, my life barabar, is of waste. That is called necessity. Okay, for survival. Then, if your basic needs satisfied, then second level. Now I feel after needs get satisfied, now I feel now I should make my life comfortable. Oh, so the after necessary, these are also my wants, but comforts have no limits, right? Now, wants are unlimited. Comfort. After necessity, people always want to make their life comfortable. Necessity is means survival. Necessary means survival. Struggle might be there, but you're going to survive. You are not comfortable, but yes, you can survive. Comfort is something more than necessity. Oh, yes, which make your life comfortable. Fine. Then after you become comfortable, then you think of luxury, the third level. Oh, now comfort and luxuries are unlimited, but necessity have limits. That's what I explained you in the starting. Yes. So let's get into the detail for effort with examples. First, let's discuss necessity. Make life possible. Without this, life is not possible. Hmm. So necessity means it makes your life possible, survival possible. It make you existence. Okay. So again, necessity is further divided in three parts and very in depth. Huh? Necessary for life or existence. Oh, means what? Necessity for life, matlab, I need some basic goods to satisfy that. Without that, I cannot survive. Absolutely essential for human survival. For example, now, minimum food, water, clothing, and shelter. Without that, I might die. Water, I need it. Are barabar? All of you? Yes. So goods that need for maintenance of the life for survival. That is called existence. Necessity for existence. Minimum amount of food, clothing, and shelter. I need at least two time food. Without that, I will not be able to survive. You can write in water also over here. Shelter. I need small place to at least stay. Yes. Barabar. Now, so this without this survival is not possible. The next type of necessity is necessary for efficiency. The word is efficiency. Friends, now what do you mean by this? Life for existence means survival. Without efficiency means these are that goods which I need, barabar, to increase my potential, to increase my life efficiency. Without this, my I might survive, but then my efficiency will not increase. Yes, so these efficiency goods are not for survival but necessary to perform efficiently and productively to increase the productivity. Like, for example, I'm a professor, right? So, for me, laptop, iPad, writing pad is compulsory. Without that, how come I can take the lecture? How am I going to increase my potential? For a teacher, chalk board is required. Without that, how come I can teach? Oh, you as a student, education is must to increase your efficiency. So education is not for survival. ठीक है, if I don't get education I can survive, but without education I cannot develop myself, I cannot improve myself. So improving needs, development needs, बराबर, to increase your efficiency, to increase your productivity, that goods which you need is called necessity for increasing the efficiency. Okay, so it's something more than necessity to maintain longevity, to maintain your energetic, for recreation. Oh, for example, minimum 2 time food is my survival, but at least 3 time food with a good quality food, fruits, vegetables, dry fruits, it increase my efficiency. So it's I need. Okay, a small place, barabar. Now, shelter is my survival, but 2 BHK, 1 BHK, sufficient size of home is my efficiency. Oh, so nourishing food, adequate clothing. Two clothes, I can survive. Two pairs of clothes. But at least I need 5 to 6 clothes to improve my efficiency. Clean water, mere water, nahi, clean water, dwelling, comfortable dwelling, and education. It increase my efficiency. Okay, so books for you to increase your knowledge, which increase your efficiency, right? Yes, computer with internet. Internet increase the efficiency of the computer and mine. Okay, next is conventional necessity. Now, guys, what is conventional? Conventional necessity means wants that arise from social customs and habits, traditions. Best. Oh, traditions, yes. Sir, how come, guys, the things which are following from so many years might be it does not increase my efficiency. We are following, that's why it become habit, it become custom in my home. Bursting crackers on Diwali, it's a custom. Barabar, on a marriage, people shopping, do the shopping. Doing shopping now become compulsory for the marriage. Without that marriage, how come? People are not able to digest it. So it's a custom. Are barabar? Yes, sir. Now, on a Diwali, we are purchasing gold and silver. So it is not actually necessity, but we are following. So we feel like now it should be done. We have to do. Oh, it arises due to pressure of habits or due to compelling social customs. Okay. So, on a job, wearing formal clothes, it's a custom. All are following, so I have to follow. Otherwise, job, they want my work. How why formal is required? But it is a trend. We are following. So now we are habituated. One more. If any person die, white clothes is only required to cover him, that body. Why only white clothes? Why not black clothes? From so many years, people are following. See, if any person die, I need only a white cloth. So the demand for white cloth, it's a custom habit. Okay. Hope you understood. Yes, sir. We understood. Wow. So necessity are of 3 types. Necessity for life, without that survival is not possible. Necessity for efficiency means to increase my efficiency, to increase my productivity, that goods are required. And custom conventional necessity, it's my in mind. I'm following, that's why I'm habituated to follow. Now, once the necessity got satisfied, comfortable. Make life comfortable. That makes your life easier. That goods which which is not required for survival, but something beyond survival, which make your life comfortable, satisfying, and easy. For example, 2 BHK home. Make my life comfortable. It's not necessity. Proper furniture, proper sofa, TV, refrigerator, fan, mixer grinder at home. It makes my life easy and comfortable. Oh, but it's not luxury. It's just comfortable. Everyone have at their home, right? Mobile, comfortable. It's not luxury, right? Everyone have their own at home to make your life comfortable. That's called comfort. Luxury, something beyond comfort. बराबर देखो, these are those wants which make your life superfluous and expensive. For example, let's do the comparison between all the three. Minimum food and proper food is necessity, but butter chicken, everyday varieties of foods, new dishes you are preparing at home, it's comfort. But eating into a five-star hotel, every day eating into the restaurant, it is luxury. Oh, fine. Now, 1 BHK is my necessity. 2 BHK is comfort. Bungalow, mansions is my luxury. Okay, and they have no limits. Fine, we understood. Minimum size of phone, comfort. But iPhone, luxury. Yes, sir, we understood. So wants are divided in three parts. Comfort is something in the middle. Comfort is not necessity also, not luxury also. So middle class always live their life comfortably. Lower middle class, they just satisfy the necessity and survival. But struggling, their life is not comfortable. Labor class, lower middle class, necessity. Comfort, middle class. Luxury, higher class people. Ambani families. Yes, sir. So by this, part A is over. So simple, oh my God, right? Guys, not so important, but because you know now wants, so you can understand the further theories, part B, part C, and part D, which you're going to see in the next video. Let's start with one of the most fundamental and building block of economics, that is part B, utility. Friends, this chapter looks small, but it shapes the entire logic behind demand, consumption, and human behavior. So let's get ready for a very crisp explanation. Now, first question is, what is utility? Friends, utility means actually want satisfying power of a commodity. Means it reflects the anticipated satisfaction consumer expect from goods and services. Means utility is like a thermometer now which actually now measure the satisfaction level, at what level you are satisfied with particular commodity which you have consumed. Oh, so let's decode it more further. Utility is actually your anticipated satisfaction from consumption. Okay, means it is anticipated, it is assumed, but not guaranteed. Okay, utility is actually subjective and relative concept. Means it varies from person to person, now place to place, and time to time. And utility is not same as usefulness. Means something harmful can still give utility, like cigarettes. Oh, utility is actually neutral, guys. Utility always is a satisfaction level which you derive by consumption, whether that is a good goods or bad goods for your body or for yourself. Okay, utility is actually means ethically neutral. Oh, now, but sir, now you will going to think, sir, you are measuring the satisfaction, but satisfaction is a psychological concept. How come you can measure it? No one can measure their own satisfaction level. It can be just felt. Am I correct? Yes. So that's why to explain you this utility chapter, now Alfred Marshall have used an assumed measurement term, that is utils. Alfred Marshall says now we will be able to measure the satisfaction level in terms of utils. So utils is actually units of utility, which is a hypothetical units of utility. Okay, now utility can be measured in two types, guys. That is ordinal approach and cardinal approach. Ordinal approach is used in indifference curve, which you're going to study in the further chapter, but cardinal approach now is used in this chapter. Alfred Marshall have assumed that utility can be now converted into numbers, and that is cardinal numbers. Okay, so how this cardinal numbers work? Now Alfred Marshall says, for example, you have went now to purchase the fruits. Now when you see all varieties of fruits barabar on a cart of a fruit seller, now the moment you see the fruits, now inside you it's a mental calculations. Now you always your mind start calculating the satisfaction levels. Like for example, guava, the moment I saw guava, now in my mind it is showing that I will be getting, if I consume this guava, I'll be getting 5 utils of satisfaction. Okay, when I saw the apple, it is going to give me a 10 utils of satisfaction. When I saw the banana, now it will going to give me a 2 utils of satisfaction. That means my priority is actually apple, and then my second priority is guava because it gives me comparatively higher satisfaction, and then my third priority is banana. Oh, so if I consume all together, I'll be getting total 17 utils of satisfaction. It's called total utility. Now individual unit consumed is called marginal utility, and the sum of all marginal utility is called total utility. Oh, means it is an anticipated satisfaction. This all calculation is going in my mind. It is a psychological concept. It does not have any physical proof. It varies from person to person. Okay, so this is called cardinal numbers. Fine, fine, fine. So now let's understand. Hope you got it. What is actually utility? Yes. So now let's see what Marshall wanted us to really understand through utility. Oh, so what Marshall want to explain in this chapter? Actually, this chapter is just a 5 minutes chapter. Now it has been extended in numbers, but it's a 2 minutes conclusion and it's a normal human behavior of each and every person in the world. Oh, yes, that's why I told you it is a base of all the chapters. Now, what Alfred Marshall want to say, see when a consumer consume more and more units of you more and more units of goods, the intensity of wants actually falls. Okay, it's a normal behavior. The things which you have in a greater quantity, you get bored with that products and you don't want it, or you are less interested into it. Barabar? Now, and further, when you consume more and more units, the intensity of want falls, and a stage arrive when consumer does not want anymore, and that is called consumer is actually totally satisfied. Okay, consumer no longer wants it. Now, see, I have given a diagram. Listen, for example, now cookies diagram is there. A mouse love cookies. Right now he have initial stage, he have only two cookies. So he's loving it. His utility is increasing. Right now, the more and more units he consume, his utility keeps on increasing and intensity is falling. But more and more he consume, when he consume large number of cookies, now he get bored with it, means he's totally satisfied, his total utility has reached to a maximum point. Now he don't want any more this cookies. Okay, so cookies is one of the example. So I can say this law describe a very fundamental tendency of human nature. The greater the amount of goods, consumer have less additional units and worth him for him. So can I say a catchy line? The more we get, the less we crave. Yes, the more you have, you are less interested to get it more. Wow. So let's come to the now understand these fundamental things. Now, if from a tabular statement, let's understand law of diminishing marginal utility. Alfred Marshall have explained how people now get totally satisfied and at which point they drop the demand, where the demands get satisfied through utility. So see, the table indicates quantity of pizza consumed. I've taken a pizza example, a boy consuming pizza. Now, marginal utility and total utility. First, you should understand what is marginal utility and what is total utility. Marginal utility means it is a satisfaction, that is utils, derived by each unit consumed, or I can say each consuming each slice of pizza. And total utility is nothing but it's a sum of marginal utility. It's a total of mu. Now, to see your important term, point number three. Now, total utility is nothing but it is a sum of marginal utility derived from the consumption of different units. And what is marginal? It is utility derived from one additional unit consumed or possessed by individual. Now, guys, single unit consumed means if you want to know at each and every unit consumed how much utility you are deriving, that is called marginal, and you can get it total by summing to the marginal. It's very simple. Now, what this table indicates? This table indicates, now this table want to explain that when this child is consuming first unit of pizza, first slice of pizza, he get total 20 utils of satisfaction, which is the highest possible. Yes. Now, economists want to say whenever you consume the first unit of a goods, you get the maximum satisfaction. You enjoy like anything. You get maximum satisfaction. Second unit also will going to give you satisfaction, but lesser compared to the first one, that is 14 utils. Now total become 34. See, TU is nothing. The more main concept is marginal utility. When you consume first unit, you get marginal utility of 20 utils. Total will also remain 20. I'm not totally satisfied, but I got a minimum satisfaction. I've given a thermometer. Second slice of pizza when I consume, I get 14 utils of satisfaction. Total become 34. Means I got more greater satisfaction. When I consume third utils, I got 11 utils of satisfaction. Total become 45. Means see what you're measuring, the more and more slice of pizza this boy is consuming, your mu is diminishing. That's why the name is law of diminishing marginality, and tu is increasing because total utility is the sum of mu. Now, but I'm not totally satisfied. I'm going to consume fourth slice of pizza. The fourth slice of pizza will going to give me 5 utils of satisfaction. Total will become 50. Oh, the moment I'm going to consume fifth slice of pizza, the fifth slice of pizza will not going to give me any level of satisfaction because I'm totally satisfied now. Now I don't want this pizza anymore. Means at 50 utils, I got totally satisfaction. My TU will remain constant over here. Okay. Now, and TU reach to the maximum, MU becomes 0. So can I say when MU becomes 0, now this boy now don't want any more pizza, even though the pizza is there in his plate, in his dish, but he don't want it. Okay, means he is totally satisfied and he have derived 50 utils of pizza satisfaction. Now, the moment he will going to consume sixth, guys, the utils will become negative and your totality will start falling. Now, this stage now will never going to consumer come on this stage. And that slice of pizza, which was used to give a positive impact, now it will start giving a negative impact. Oh, so when mu becomes 0, the conclusion of the theory is when mu becomes 0, he is totally satisfied. It's called point of satiety and tu become maximum. Okay, now you can check this. You can plot this diagram also from the above table. If you're going to see on y-axis, I've considered total utility and marginal utility. On x-axis, I've considered quantity consumed. That's the slice of pizza. The more and more units you are consuming, my TU increases at a diminishing rate. Now, a fifth slice of pizza, MU become maximum, that is 50 utils. It means totally satisfied. And beyond that, sixth slice of pizza, TU falls. And as more and more units you're consuming, MU continuously decreasing because TU and MU have, sorry, because unit consumed and MU have inverse relationship. And see, when the TU become maximum, MU becomes 0, it touches to the x-axis. And then beyond that, it becomes negative, means it touches to x-axis. Okay, so this is the explanation which I have given. As more and more units consumed, marginal rate diminishes throughout, can be positive, 0 and negative, obviously. As more and more units consumed, totality increasing at a diminishing rate. MU is a slope of TU. Yes, actually MU is nothing but it's a speed of total utility. It is a slope of TU. And one more thing you have to keep in mind, units consumed and MU have actually inverse relationship. It has inverse relationship. Okay, now relationship between TU and MU. Three relationships you have to keep in your mind for the MCQ's purpose. The first unit of consumption, TU and MU is equal. Yes, you can check the diagram. Guys, when you consume first slice of pizza, your TU and MU was equal. MU was maximum, TU was minimum. Am I correct? Yes. And when MU is 0, TU was is maximum. That is called point of satiety. It means consumer is totally satisfied. And when MU is negative, TU falls actually. Now, this was the law, right? A 3 to 4 points you have to understand what a basic idea Alfred Marshall have given a satisfaction level. It's a very universal funda, right? And from this schedule emerges economics most natural law. I can say it is actually a very natural law, a natural human behavior, diminishing marginal utility. Am I correct? Hope you understood. So guys, I can give you one liner concept, that is mu is the slope of tu. When mu drops, tu slows, and when you hit 0, tu peaks. Hope you understood. Yes. Now, guys, this law is actually very natural and universal, but while framing this law, Alfred Marshall have considered various assumptions. Yes. Now, this law is based on various assumptions. These assumptions you have to keep in mind while understanding the law. 5 to 6 points are there. First is rationality. Now, rationality means consumer should behave very rational. Normal behavior, he should not behave abnormal. And every normal behavior of consumer is to attain maximum satisfaction. Okay, to attain a maximum satisfaction. Then, guys, second is cardinal numbers. Friends, utility is actually a psychological concept. Practically, it cannot be measured in terms of numbers, but it has been assumed that satisfaction level can be measured in a cardinal numbers. Now, so it's a cardinal utility approach. Without this assumption, this law might has not been framed only, right? 20 utils, 30 utils, 15 utils, it is a cardinal numbers we have used it. Okay, then Next is money. Friends, to derive satisfaction, nothing is freely available. You have to purchase it, you have to spend the money. But over here, now, marginal utility of money is assumed to remain constant. Means no inflation, no deflation, because it affect my buying quantity. Am I correct? So money is actually a measuring rod of utility, obviously, but the here in this theory, we have assumed that marginal utility of money should remain constant. Okay, practically it is not possible actually. Now that's why it is an assumption. Now next is all other factors should remain constant. Now, what are the other factors? That is price of the commodity, taste, preference, income, habits, temperament, fashion, everything should remain constant. Okay, and one more assumption is there. Alfred Marshall says if you want to reach a point of satiety, the consumption of any goods should be continuous. Means there should not be a huge gap between one unit consumed and the another unit consumed. Otherwise, you will not going to reach to the mu0, that is point of satiety. So one more assumption, the consumption should be continuous basis and goods should be homogeneous and identical. The multiple pieces which you are consuming now, it should be homogeneous goods, means the taste, shape, color, size should not change, because if each slice of pizza having a different flavor, you will never going to reach to the zero, because then each slice of pizza is giving you a different type of utility. Your mu will start increasing instead of decreasing. So this is the most important part, that is the units which you're consuming should be homogeneous and identical, should be homogeneous and identical. Okay, now commodity consumed should be of standard units. Yes, guys, the goods which you're consuming should not be abnormal. All the units should be of standard units. You can see in the picture. Now, apple, this is the reasonable size of the apple, right? So it is my standard units, because if you see abnormal sizes of any product other than normal, instead of mu diminishes, your mu start increasing, because then you will be interested to consume that you more, because you're going to feel in the mind that it is something unique or something different. Okay, now they ignore complementary. Guys, this law does not support to complementary goods and substitute goods as well. So these are the assumptions you have to keep in mind. Lots of assumptions are there. Now, after considering this assumption, this law has been framed, due to which mu can reach to the zero and tu become max. Okay, so guys, assumptions, after assumptions, obviously whenever you read any law, there is always an exceptions and limitations. Criticisms are always there in this world. People's job is to criticize, right, everything. So criticisms are always welcome. There is certain limitations of the law. There are two limitations basically. Now, assumptions are rigid and unrealistic, guys. This law is based on assumptions, which is totally rigid and unrealistic. This is the first limitation. And second limitation is, guys, now second limitation logically means this law is ignoring actually substitute goods and complementary goods, which is totally an unrealistic, because actually complementary goods and substitute effects affects the marginal utility. That's why they have ignored it. See, tea without sugar may not add utility. So tea and sugar is actually a complementary goods. So the people who like a sweet tea with sugar, if you don't put the sugar, the first sip of tea will not going to give you maximum utility. Now, as per the normal law, ठीक है, the first sip of tea or first slice of pizza will going to give you maximum mu, and then it diminishes, but and then it reaches to the zero. But if there is no sugar in the tea or there is no salt in the slice of pizza, my first slice will going to give me mu zero. Oh, so complementary goods affect marginality. And of course, substitute goods, bottled soft drink may be affected by the availability of fresh juices. Of course, if fresh juices are available and bit cheaper, people are going to prefer fresh juices, and the bottled soft drinks marginality may diminish very faster. So substitution effect also affect marginal. That's why we have ignored both, but practically you cannot ignore it. Hence, it is a limitation. Now, exceptions to the law. Oh my God. Guys, what do you mean by exception? Exception means that examples which does not follow law. Now, so first you two should understand what law explain. Law have explained that the more you quantity consumed, now your mu diminishes and you reach to the zero and then ignore. Then it becomes negative. This is the basic law. Means quantity consumed and mu have should have inverse relationship. But in exception, now this law does not get followed. Means the exception which you're going to understand, in which quantity consumed increases, the marginality also increases. Means in them, quantity consumed and MU have direct relationship. Means it goes against the law. Oh, of course, guys, the world is very dynamic. Law cannot be universal. Now, there are always a certain exceptions. So, which goods are there in which quantity consumed instead increases MU instead of falling MU? Now, that is prestigious goods. Now, right, hobbies. Yes, if people are habituated with alcohol, cigarettes, gamings, now the more and more they use it, now they get satisfaction. They never their satisfaction level never come to the zero. Prestigious goods, articles like gold, money, diamonds. Miser, guys, he never satisfied with the savings. The more and more he saved the money, his MU increases. Right? Hobbies and prestigious goods. Habits I have written already. Now, guys, these are the exceptions to the law. MU does not apply on this. The more and more accumulation you do, the more and more quantity you accumulate or consume, MU start increasing. You never reach to the zero, means point of satiety is not possible. But you know what? When these exceptions was derived, now, but these are not a realistic exceptions, because in all the exceptions, now some or one of the assumption has been broken. See, the real assumption, the real exceptions will be considered only when the actual exceptions are exceptions only when they go against the law, but while respecting to these all assumptions. But in all these exceptions, some of the another assumptions has been broken. So these are not a realistic exceptions. So how come miser is not a rational behavior? It is an abnormal behavior. Now, take a habit. Habit is not a rational behavior. Abnormal behavior. Now, no doubt it's antiques and rare collections. Now, guys, antiques and rare collection, he does not accumulate same designs or same patterns of antiques. He always accumulate a different designs, different patterns of antiques, means it is a violating rule of homogeneity, right? Yes. So I've written one note over here. However, we should keep in mind in all the above mentioned cases, the fundamental assumptions necessary for the law operate are not met. So there is no exception in real sense. Yes, this is the fact. So in reality, this there is no exceptions. Now, because they have broken, they have breached one or the certain assumptions. Okay, so the last topic, hope you understood the law of utility. Now, the last topic is types of utility. Now, what are the reasons due to which my MU can increase or I can increase the level of satisfaction? So there are four types of utility. Form utility, that means utility increases when the form changes. Now, manufacturers always use this utility to enjoy the profits. They always convert raw material into a finished goods, right? So by changing forms, means a wooden log is converted into a beautiful furniture. Oh, place utility. Guys, utility rises when goods move from one location to the another location. Utility keeps on changing by changing the place. Of course, now, time utility. Guys, utility may also increase when you use a different period. Means, for example, seasonal products. For example, rainy products. If rainy season will going to come, the marginality for the rainy products will be high. But if in the off season, the marginality of rainy products will be very low, right? To right time. Now, right utility can be created and businessmen can make the money. Possession utility, of course, the ownership feature gives a huge utility, a very proud moment. Yes, I have 10 acres of land. I'm the owner of two house properties. This is the proud and this is the utility, this is the satisfaction which I'm giving. Now it's called possession utility. So, hope you understood the utility chapter. So, finally, a recap, a speedo recap, winner 5 to 6 points. What is utility? So, utility is basically a want satisfying power. It is relative, subjective concept, and ethically neutral, right? What is the logic behind this table? Now, MU falls as more and more units are consumed. When MU is zero, TU is max, and when your MU is negative, TU falls, right? DMU, there is a lot of assumptions. DMU assumptions are rationality, continuity, homogeneity, and constant MU of money. These are one-liner assumptions you can keep in mind. Limitations are prestigious goods, hobbies, and compliments, right? And there are four types of utilities. So, friends, this is what the short and crisp explanation. Utility explain the rhythm of the satisfaction, guys, when where it grows, where it slows, and where it stops. Hope you got it. Hello, my dear CA warriors. Let's discuss this topic very rapidly so that you will be familiar to the content of my notes. ठीक है, one by one, and I've covered each and every point in this notes. ठीक है, so that you can solve any kind of MCQ. Let's go through it फटाफट. Now, the name of the theory is consumer surplus. First, you should keep in your mind this theory has been derived from law of diminishing marginal utility. Now, law of diminishing marginality is developed by Alfred Marshall. So consumer supply is also developed by Alfred Marshall and cardinal numbers has been used. You know what is law of DMU, right? Now, what do you mean by consumer surplus? Consumer surplus means the gain, the extra benefit which consumer have gained it. Surplus means profit, but here I'm not talking about monetary profit. Here I'm talking about the extra satisfaction, extra worth, extra benefit which consumer have got psychologically by spending their limited money. So I can say extra satisfaction. ठीक है, worth benefit, extra worth for the resources. Because see, you know, Alfred Marshall want to explain that people spend their limited resources only when now they worth find it, and it's a normal consumer behavior. They always want to spend their limited resources, or I can say limited money, to derive maximum possible satisfaction. Am I correct? Yes. So it is again a psychological concept here. Now, what Alfred Marshall want to say is, see, to derive satisfaction, satisfaction you cannot get a free of cost. You have to spend money. But how much to spend? Money. And when consumers are ready to spend, when they mentally feel कि yes, this goods I should purchase because it is worth buying it. If they find it is not worth it, they will not going to spend it, right? And second, also second point, I hear Alfred Marshall also want to explain that why people bargain in the market with the seller. No, I'm not going to pay for $500, please give me for $400. Why? Because some mental calculation is there in the mind of the consumer that I'm going to pay for this product 400 rupees only, because he is feeling that this product is of worth 400 and not of 500, and they start doing bargainings. So sometimes you find goods are costly, sometimes you find goods are cheaper. It is a mental calculations, right? Those who find goods are costly, they don't purchase. They wait to reduce the prices, right? Because they don't find that satisfaction, anticipated satisfaction while purchasing the goods. You know, utility does not mean actual satisfaction, it is anticipated satisfaction, right? And some people find same goods cheaper and they purchase it. So it is a psychological concept. ठीक है? Now, so what do you mean by consumer surplus? Consumer surplus means what a consumer is ready to pay minus what he actually pay. Now, what a consumer is ready to pay, what he is mentally prepared to pay, that is called marginal utility. Yes, here Alfred Marshall want to say that if any goods which are very urgent for me, the satisfaction level is very high for me, anticipated satisfaction, so I'm ready to spend more money on it. Oh, and the goods which are less urgent, I'm ready to postpone it. Right? Yes. So it again depends on my psychologically. Now, MU means high MU, I'm ready to spend high money. Ready to spend, matlab I'm mentally prepared. And what I actually pay? I actually pay is actually a market price. At what price I'm getting that goods available. So if MU is greater than price, I always derive consumer surplus. Okay, this I'm going to explain you very well with a table. Let's get into the table first. Okay. Now, assumptions. Before getting into the consumer surplus theory, how Alfred Marshall have explained. Now, two big assumptions are there. First, in a market there is a perfect competition. No monopoly, no monopolistic competition. We are assuming perfect competition prevails in the market. So why? But what is the use of perfect competition? You might have studied perfect competition. If you have not studied, we're going to discuss in the chapter number 4. But over here, just assume two things. Perfect competition means you purchase, there are large number of sellers, they are selling homogeneous goods. Means you purchase from any shop, the goods are same in quality, quantity, shape, size. And second thing, you purchase from any shop, now price of all the units remains constant, because in perfect competition market price remains constant. Neither there is an inflation nor there is a deflation. Oh, the homogeneous goods and price will remain constant in the market. Fine. So first assumption. Second assumption, what consumer want to say, what Alfred Marshall want to say. Alfred Marshall want to say to derive one util satisfaction, consumer is ready to spend 1 rupee. Matlab Alfred Marshall over here have converted your satisfaction level into a money. Oh, and it's a fact, guys. Now, you cannot get satisfaction free of cost. You have to spend money. So over here, to derive one utils of satisfaction, one marginal utility, you consumer is mentally prepared to spend 1 rupee. Okay, on this basis, this chart has been prepared. When consumer find consumer surplus. Now see to it. So number of units and marginal utility. Marginality means consumer is mentally prepared to pay. Consumer ready to pay. And price means market price. Okay. So sir, how marginality is consumer is ready to pay? See, for example, you know law of DMU. As more and more units you consume, your marginality keeps on diminishing. The first unit gives you maximum marginality. So see, the moment I'm going to consume first slice of pizza, let's take an example of pizza. I'll be getting 30 util satisfaction. Second slice of pizza, 28 utils of satisfaction. Third slice of pizza, 26 utils of satisfaction. The more and more slice of pizza units I'm consuming, my MU is falling. It's a law of diminishing marginality, and it will fall till MU should not does not become zero. Because when MU becomes zero, that means I'm totally satisfied. Consumer is totally satisfied. Am I correct? Yes. So see, continuously my MU is falling. 4 unit 24 utils, 22 units 22 utils, 6th unit 20 utils, 7th unit 18 utils of satisfaction I'll be getting, and so on. But I have stopped at 7 units. So here what Alfred Marshall want to say, first unit will going to give you 30 utils of satisfaction, so that means you are ready to spend 30 rupees. One utils is equal to 1 rupee you are ready to spend. So here 28 rupees, 26 rupees, 24 rupees, 22 rupees, 20 rupees and 18 rupees. Okay, so let's derive surplus and all. But in the market, I have assumed that slice of pizzas are available at 20 rupees per price. 20 rupees throughout, price will remain constant. Okay. So see how consumer behave. How when you go for a shopping to purchase anything, how you react, how your mental calculations are on. Please see to it. It's very difficult to understand, make you understand, but it's tricky. But Alfred Marshall, I thanks to Alfred Marshall, the way he have beautifully explained your and my psychology, my mentality. Please see to it. When I went to I want to purchase, I am desperate to consume pizza. So I went to pizza house. Okay, first slice of pizza, the moment I saw first pizza, now I felt like anticipated satisfaction. This first slice of pizza will going to give me a 30 utils of satisfaction. My god. Okay, now so I'm ready to spend 30 rupees. I'm mentally prepared कि it's worth buying at 30 rupees. But when I asked to a pizza wala, pizza shopper, he told this price, this slice of pizza is of 20. I got shocked. Huh? It's worth buying it. Am I correct? Yes. Now, so what at that time, what I was feeling is I was ready to spend 30 rupees. This first slice of pizza will going to give me 30 utils of worth to me, and it is just available at 20. Mentally, I'm going to find this product is very cheaper and I'm going to purchase it because my mind is calculating I'm deriving 10 rupees 10 extra benefit. It's surplus. ठीक है? Now, more than what I expected, I've got the benefit. Oh, see, this surplus is not monetary, it's a psychology. Now, second slice of pizza will going to give me 28 utils of satisfaction. I'm ready to spend 28 rupees. Mentally, I feel it is second slice is worth buying at 28, but it's available at 20 surplus. Mentally, I'm finding it's worth buying it 8 rupees. I'm in surplus. ठीक है, let's buy. I'll also consume the second slice of pizza. Third slice of pizza, 26 rupees worth I'm getting it just by spending 20 rupees. 6 rupees surplus. Fourth, I'll going to purchase fourth unit also. 24 rupees worth I'm getting at just 20 rupees. 4 rupees surplus. Fifth slice of pizza will going to give me a benefit of 20 at just 20 rupees. Now, 2 rupees consumer surplus. So first 5 slice of pizza, my consumer surplus is positive because MU is greater than price. So my surplus is positive. I will going to purchase up to fifth unit. Now let's see whether I'm going to purchase 6 slice of pizza or not. 6 slice of pizza. Now 6 slice, I'm totally getting satisfied now. I'm done. But I have not reached to the mu 0, because as per law of DMU, mu becomes 0, that means I'm totally satisfied. So now I have some, I can purchase some more slice to consume. Okay, I have not reached to the point of satiety. Now point of satiety means mu should become 0. Right now mu is 20. At 6th unit, my I feel mentally कि it's worth buying, it will going to give me a benefit of 20 rupees, right? Now, and the seller is also selling at 20. So I'm not finding surplus, but it's worth buying it. I'm not getting extra benefit, but I'm getting the worth what I'm spending. I will going to purchase it. Now, at sixth point, it's called equilibrium, neither positive, neither negative, because mu is equal to price. And you know, in economics, whenever two factors become equal, we always use word equilibrium. Means here consumer have reached to the maximum satisfaction. Now, beyond sixth unit, he will not going to purchase. So, but why? As per law of DMU, MU should become 0. You didn't reach to the point of satiety. Consumer didn't reach to the point of satiety. Yes, I know. But in MU, law of DMU, price wasn't there, right? To derive satisfaction, you have to purchase the goods. So you will not going to wait to reach to the point of satiety. You should get worth of your money. Now see why I am not going to purchase seventh unit. I want to purchase, I can consume seventh unit because my MU is not 0 till now. But now seventh unit slice of pizza will going to give me 80 utils of satisfaction. And for that I'm mentally prepared this seventh slice of pizza is worth only of 18 rupees. But seller is selling at 20 rupees. Here I am getting 2 rupees loss, psychologically loss. So I'm feeling not worth buying it. Now, so here my consumer surplus is negative. Why? Because MU is less than price. So seven slice of pizza, I'm not going to purchase. So guys, practically in practical life, people don't reach to the MU to 0 because they consume only that much quantity when they find worth buying it. So can I say from consumer surplus only law of demand has been derived? How come? See, when the price is 20, in my example, how many slices of pizza I will going to purchase? So my quantity demand is 6 units. 6 slices of pizza I will going to purchase. Oh, at seventh unit, I will never going to purchase. Okay, so at sixth unit, how much total surplus I enjoyed? So when I say total surplus in exam, so you have to till the consumer surplus becomes 0, you have to add all the consumer surplus. Your consumer surplus will be 30. So see, consumers enjoy surplus on every unit by purchasing till fifth unit of consumption. See, blue shade is my consumer surplus was positive. And at sixth unit consumer surplus he is in equilibrium. Means I feel I'm totally satisfied. Beyond that, not worth buying it. I'm not going to purchase it. So my total surplus is 30. Right? Hope you understood the explanation. Yes. Now, if I derive, now understand the examples also. Let's get into the diagram. Now, if I convert this table into a diagram, there are 4 to 5 MCQs which you have to derive. Now, you understand the diagram. See, as more and more unit I'm consuming, my MU is falling. This is my marginal utility curve. And this is my marginality curve also, and this is my demand curve also. Because demand curve is also downward sloping. Yes. And in my diagram, the price is 20. And at 20 rupees, I'm just consuming 6 units of slice of pizza in my example. The Q is my 6 unit. So you know what? Above price line, this triangle blue shade indicates my consumer surplus is positive. And this point where mu is equal to price, it indicates consumer surplus is 0, means I have reached to a equilibrium point. At this point I have maximum satisfaction. If I go beyond price line, the orange shade indicates my consumer surplus will be negative because mu is less than price. So consumer surplus I will attain up till 6 units of output, right? Now, so how much is my consumer surplus? This, so now understand the above price line, the triangle, blue shade triangle is my actually consumer surplus. Okay, so see the point number B, consumer surplus is DPE, triangle area, DPE. So always keep in mind if they ask you diagram based questions, now whatever the price line, the price above price line area is a consumer surplus, below price line is consumer surplus negative. Okay, and the surplus area will be always in a triangle shape. Fine, fine, fine. Now, sometimes they can ask you total utility because the sum of mu is tu. So you know what is total utility up to 6 unit, because 7th unit I will not go to purchase. So blue and green shade, this area is my total utility. ODEQ. So you have drawn ODEQ. This is my total utility. Fine. So some derived points from this diagram. The concept of consumer surplus is closely related to demand curve, as I already told you. Hence, in the above diagram, D1 is also a demand curve. So MU curve and demand curve is one and the same. Price and consumer surplus have inverse relationship. Yes, price and consumer surplus will always have inverse relationship. Price and consumer surplus will always have inverse relationship. So as the price rises, consumer surplus fall. Because if products will become costly, I don't find worth buying it. ठीक है? So law of demand will also fall. If price fall, I find more consumer surplus, my and I'm going to purchase more, so my demand will rise. Sir, how come? See, come to the table over here. Come to the table. Now see to it. In my current example, when my price is okay. So again, in my example, when the price is 20 rupees in the market, I'm ready to purchase 6 slices of pizza. Why I'm not buying seventh one? Because my consumer surplus is negative. It's not worth buying it. But if that pizza seller want to sell me an extra pizza, if in the market price fall to 18, from 20 to 18, so my 18 utils, I find worth 18 utils, I'm ready to spend the 18 and I'm getting it 18 rupees, my consumer surplus will become zero, from negative to zero, I'm ready to purchase it. So when the price will become 18, I'm ready to purchase 7th unit of pizza. Further, 8th unit, which I have not written in the table, but 8th unit will going to give me 16 util satisfaction. So I'm mentally prepared to spend 16 utils, 16 rupees. But now the product is available at 18. So if seller want me to sell more units, if the market price fall to 16, again my consumer surplus will become zero. I'm ready to purchase 8 unit of pizza. So we're going to see when the price is falling, my consumer surplus is increasing. That's why my demand is increasing. Oh, that's why consumer surplus and price have inverse relationship. Consumer surplus and demand also have inverse relationship. So by this, the consumer surplus theory is over. But, you know the most important part than the table is to understand the diagram. They can ask you diagram based questions also. So please understand the diagram. Now listen. In this diagram, when the price is P, my 50 slice of pizzas were demanded. See, when the price is P, Q quantity was demanded. Let's say 50 customers are ready to purchase my slice of pizza. Okay. But when the price fall from P to P1, now Q1 quantity were demanded. Means 60 slice of pizzas were demanded. So can I say when the price have fallen, my existing 50 customers was the happy, but 10 customers more has been added. So the gap between Q1 and Q2, 10 units, is called new customers. Oh, see, new customers has been added. Okay, yes, due to foreign price, my demand has been increased. So that is the new customers has been added. 50 plus 10. So this 50 customers till Q are my existing customers and 10 customers are getting added. First thing. Second thing, you should understand what is consumer surplus. Wherever the price line is there, the above area, triangle area of the price line is called surplus. Okay. Yes, sir. Now I got it. So let's understand the concept. Now, there is no concept. Many questions they can ask you. You should understand which area indicates what. So see, the first question. At the price P, the consumer surplus is dash. When the price is P, what is the consumer surplus? So when the price is P, see this my green curve. So the above triangle, blue shade, is actually my surplus. Right? So which area? A. So consumer surplus is area A, APE. Oh, now at price P1, the consumer surplus is Now, when the price fall into P1, what is your consumer surplus area? Consumer surplus is any area above price line. So now my new price line is P1. So this is my consumer surplus. So A, B, and C, all three areas are coming up in a green triangle. So A, B plus C is my new consumer surplus area. Wow. No. Next, when the price fall from price P to price P1, they can ask you anything. The extra consumer surplus derived by existing buyer. Guys. Now this is something fundamental. My existing buyers are Q quantity. So let's convert into green point. Now listen, when the price P to P1, so when the price was P1, my existing customers was getting a surplus of area A, blue shade. But when the price fall, now my surplus has been came extended to B and C. Sorry, only B. C is my new customer surplus, right? So B is the green shade is my extra surplus I've got due to fall in the price. So B is the area. See, this is green shade. Okay. Now, if I rub this all the hodgepodge so that you get the clarity. Now, next, the consumer surplus available for the new buyers due to fall in price when the price become P1. How many new customers has been added? 10 new customers. So 10 new customers got a surplus. This is the price line, and the area above price line is called surplus. So this is a small triangle C area is my new customer surplus. Just 10 consumers. Oh, that's why this indicates new consumer gain, existing consumer gain, and this is the original consumer surplus. They can ask you any damn thing. Hope you understood. Yes, sir. Now, by this consumer surplus, each and every point I discussed with you. Okay. Next, application of consumer surplus. Now, application. Sir, Alfred Marshall have developed this theory where this theory is actually useful in practical life. Is this useful? Yes, guys. This theory is useful for businessmen. This theory is useful for government itself. Sir, how come? See, guys, when you think like a consumer point of view, whenever you purchase any product and you find more extra benefit out of it, means you're spending 10 rupees and you feel mentally ki nah, it's a worth spending, I'm getting benefit of 15, so always you get a surplus of extra 5 rupees mentally. So will you going to shift to the any other product? No, you keeps on purchasing the same product, and in fact you're going to refer to others also, keep purchase this product only, it's worth buying it. Am I correct? So can I say for businessmen, those who are giving a more consumer surplus in their product to the consumer, they enjoy monopoly, they will enjoy loyalty of the customer, the demand will be inelastic, and you know what, they can increase the price also, because when customer feel worth buying it now, seller understand the mentality of the consumer, they increase the price, they can increase the price easily, and consumers happily to spend on it, ready to pay to it, and consumers profitability will increase. So consumer surplus helps seller to understand ki how much by buying my products by my customer, whether they are getting worth of it or not. If they are getting worth of it, that business will grow like anything. And if they are not getting worth of it, then decide where is the problem, why customers are not finding worth in my product. So they will going to do the improvements. So let's see to it. Consumer surplus, when consumer surplus is large, repetition of purchase, consumer will keeps on buying the same product again and again. And because of same product increasing again and again, now customer loyalty will increase, that seller will enjoy monopoly. बराबर है? Monopoly, that means inelastic demand. And when seller will going to enjoy inelastic demand, seller can increase the prices, and when they will increase the price, their profitability will increase, and when their profitability will increase, they will be able to expand the business by investing high. Investment will increase because they're going to open more and more branches, and and government will also can charge the higher taxes. So when there is a consumer surpluses in the product, now everything is positive, and when the consumer surplus is low, everything is negative. Oh, when the consumer surplus are low, customers will not going to buy more than once because they don't find worth it. So seller will enjoy competition in the market. They have to reduce the price to indicate the worth. Then if they reduce the prices, profitability will decrease, low investment, low taxes, everything will be disadvantages. Fine. So businessmen always calculate the consumer surplus to decide the prices and to enjoy the profitability and to improve the products to give their own customers more satisfaction. Word about it. Exception. Now, consumer surplus theory does not applicable on two exceptions, two goods. One is necessity goods, another one is prestigious goods. Why? For necessity goods, the margin utility is always infinite. So consumer surplus can never reach to zero. Because necessity goods, will not be able to sacrifice only whatever may be the price, I'll keeps on buying it. So, see, normal rule what says price and consumer surplus have inverse relationship. Am I correct? But here price in necessary goods, consumer surplus now will remain infinity. So even though prices will increase, I'll keeps on buying because necessity goods are that goods which I require for my survival, right? So in case of necessity, the margin utility will be infinitely large. So it will never come to zero only. Yes. So necessity goods are exception. Prestigious goods. Now, general rule is price and consumer surplus have inverse relationship. But guys, prestigious goods are exception to the law of demand also. And necessity goods are also exception to law of demand. Because rich people find when the prices increases of the gold, silver, diamond, the demand also increases because the surpluses are increasing. They find more worth of it. So there is no inverse relationship and the demand also increases. So hope you understood the exceptions. Yes, sir. Limitations. Guys, the conclusion is this theory is based on a lot of assumptions. Hence, this theory is hypothetical and illusionary. Okay, now, so this is the summary of the consumer surplus. If you found my notes very useful and if you want to learn a detailed explanations, so friends, you have to purchase my detailed video lectures. The purpose of this video is just a speed revision as well as to make you familiar my notes content so that you can take best out of my notes. Bye. Hello CA warriors. So in this video we will going to discuss indifference curve, all the points so that you can become familiar with my notes and all the important points can go through it and you will be able to solve each and every MCQ which has been asked in your exam. Friends, very easy and to the point. Let's start with it. Indifference curve means it's a confusion curve. The word indifference means confusion. Okay. Now see indifference. Difference means not same. ठीक है, something different. Now indifference means same. Now when things become same, people always remain confused, right? But before get into this theory, what is this confusion and why we are studying this confusion curve? Let's first get into the first understand the difference between on page number 2.27 utility and indifference curve. Utility and indifference curve both are based on the same concept, that is consumer satisfaction. Now, both are consumer behavior theory, and the main objective in utility and indifference curve they have explained is how consumer attain maximum satisfaction. That is the main objective of the consumer's life. They always want to derive maximum possible satisfaction in their limited resources. Now, so the main difference between utility and indifference curve is now, utility theory is developed by Alfred Marshall. Indifference curve is developed by Hicks and Allen. Now, utility says Alfred Marshall have tried to explain how consumer derive maximum satisfaction by using a cardinal numbers. Right, means your satisfaction has been converted into monetary form as well as your your satisfaction level has been measured in some numbers which can be added deducted. But in indifference curve, Hicks and Allen have criticized utility theory. They says people cannot convert that satisfaction level in numbers, but they can give their demand preferences to the demand. They can give the rankings. See, these wants are urgent, so I want to satisfy this first, and these wants are less urgent, I can go for the next month, right? So we can give the preferences, but we cannot compare in the numbers. So the Hicks and Allen have explain the satisfaction level in the ordinal numbers. Utility cardinal numbers, indifference curve ordinal numbers, because Hicks and Allen believe that consumer can rank their demands. Ranking can be given, which is more practical and more logical and more broader. Acha, in utility, now Alfred Marshall have assumed that one demand can be satisfied at a one time. It's called single commodity theory. Homogeneity, you cannot change the goods. Continuity, these all assumptions were there. Okay, so it's called single commodity theory because Alfred Marshall have tried that you can satisfy one demand at a time. But Hicks and Allen, now modern economists, they have said कि people, consumer wants are unlimited. If they never get satisfied with a single demand with a single time, they always want to satisfy multiple demands at the same time, then only they can reach to the maximum satisfaction. So they have considered in the law multiple commodity theory. But in theory they have assumed two commodities, hence it is also called two commodity theory. Because in economics we there are only two axes, x-axis and y-axis, so only two commodities can be compared at a time. Okay, so indifference curve is more broader. Okay, utility is based on various assumptions like homogeneity. Am I correct? Yes or not? Now, ठीक है, continuity, etc., etc. But over here, no such assumptions has been considered. One more thing, the utility, the main assumption was marginality was converted into money. Consumer surplus is the theory where your satisfaction level, your utils, has been converted into money. That for one to derive one utils of satisfaction, you can spend 1 rupee. But this is practically not possible. So utility can be measured in monetary terms and mu of margin money should remain constant. These all unrealistic assumptions has been taken in utility, but in indifference curve, there is no such assumptions has been considered. So indifference curve is more broader and more realistic concept. Ordinary numbers has been used. Multiple commodity theory means two commodity can be satisfied at a time. Oh, so now you understood what is the difference between utility and indifference curve? Yes. So let's come to the theory now. Name indifference curve. What Hicks and Allen want actually are trying to explain. Hicks and Allen have tried to explain that human wants are unlimited, but to satisfy human wants, they require money, resources. That resources are limited. Now, all wants are equally important. So they have to choose it. Which want should be satisfied first and which have to be sacrificed. So in that choosing, in the choice making, now consumer remains confused and that confusion is called indifferent. Oh, but at last, Hicks and have explained that even though consumers are confused, but they always use their resources, scarce money in a best possible manner, and they try to achieve to themselves at a maximum satisfaction level. Yes. So how consumer derive a maximum satisfaction despite they are confused? Let's read into this theory. Indifference curve. See to it what they have written. Indifference curve represent all those combination of two goods. It is a combination of two goods, multiple commodity theory, which are capable to give equal satisfaction. What do you mean by equal satisfaction? I'm going to come to know. Now, come over here. There are two columns. Now, for example, consumer is demanding two products at a time and my budget is 1000 bucks. ठीक है? I have 1000 rupees with me. ठीक है? I have 1000 rupees and I'm making combinations in my mind which combination I should purchase. Now, for example, right now I have two demand. Food, that is you can say Frankie, and clothing, hanky. ठीक है, handkerchief. ठीक है, food and clothing both are unrelated, they are neither substitute nor complementary. Okay, yes, this theory is not applicable on complementary and substitute goods. Goods should be unrelated. Now in my mind I have to spend all 1000 rupees. So my first in my mind first combination comes, if I take one food I can purchase 12 clothes, right? And my 1000 rupees will get spent. Now, second again in my mind, it come up. No, 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 no. I want to buy more food. So B combination is if I purchase two food, I have to sacrifice 6 units of cloth. I can purchase only 6 units of clothes. Six handkerchief. Okay. Now further, if I increase more food, I have to sacrifice more clothes. I'll be able to purchase clothing only four, means I have to sacrifice two. MRS means sacrifice ratio. बराबर? That means marginal rate of substitution. Now, if I again further purchase more food, I have to sacrifice more clothes by 1 unit and I'll be able to purchase only 3 units of cloth. It means what you can see over here is now my food is increasing in all the combinations, my clothes are decreasing or vice versa. Now here Hicks and Allen want to say कि because I have only 1000 rupees with me, if you want to satisfy one demand, you have to sacrifice the another one. Right? Yes. And here come the picture of choice making. So no, no, no. These combinations all are of 1000 rupees. And you know what? These combinations are giving me equal satisfaction. No combinations is giving me higher satisfaction or lower satisfaction. All combinations gives me equal satisfaction, right? Now you have to make a choice which combination you have to purchase. Oh, so now here Hicksa Allen says that people remain confused. See, you cannot purchase all the four combinations. To purchase all the four combinations, you need 4,000 rupees. But you can purchase only and only one combination in 1,000 rupees. And all combinations are at par equal satisfaction. So here the confusion arises, which combination I should select. Acha, because there is a equal satisfaction, that's why you're getting confused. If any combination would have given you higher satisfaction or lesser satisfaction, you would not have confused. You might have selected that combination which would given you higher satisfaction. Am I correct? Yes, sir. Now, the all combinations will going to give you equal satisfaction. Samjha, all of you. So now, from this table, again you come to the indifference curve. So can I say these are my preferences? That's why in the second point, indifference curve represent consumers preference, consumers preferences. And indifference curve is also called iso utility curve, equal utility curve, or consumer preference curve. Here there is no ठीक है cardinal numbers. Here there is a choices, preferences. First preference gives me first higher satisfaction. Second preference give me completely lesser satisfaction. Okay, so from this table, if I derive a indifference curve, I'll be getting downward sloping curve, because in food and clothing there is an inverse relationship, and in economics when there is an inverse relationship, the curve is always in downward sloping. So the curve will going to be, if you plot all the combinations on the graph A, B, C, and D. Now you're going to get downward sloping curve, which is convex to the origin. You know why convex? Because MRS is falling. Initially, you sacrifice more units of clothes, then lesser. Why MRS is falling? You know, because this theory is indirectly based on law of diminishing margin utility. My MU falls, that's why MRS is also falling. Oh, so there are 4 points to understand over here. Indifference curve is a downward sloping curve. It is convex to origin because MRS is falling. And the first rule, this is the main part of this theory. Any combination, whether A, B, C, D, any combination you purchase, it is on the same curve will going to give you equal satisfaction. So the first rule is any combination on the same curve gives you equal satisfaction. Are you getting my point? Yes, sir. Now, fourth is trade-off. What do you mean by trade-off? Trade-off means moving from one combination to another combination. Oh, now you are moving from A to B, B to C, C to D, or vice versa, D to C, B to C to B, B to A. Now, sir, what does this means? Trade-off means if you want to satisfy one demand more, you have to sacrifice another one. You cannot get both the demands greater. For example, A combination, what A combination indicates? 12 units of clothes, 1 unit of food. Am I correct? But if you want to shift to B combination, you have your clothes will become 6 units, your food will become 2. Barabar, if you want to go C units, your clothes will become 4, food will become 3. The moment you go down, one combination is rising, another combination is falling. Okay, so trade-off. Now it is not possible that you can purchase more quantity of both because resources are limited. You have to maintain your demand in the within that budget. Okay, so these 4 points you understood what you mean by trade-off. Fifth point, here one reason is why MRS is falling, why not it is rising? Because this theory is indirectly based on law of diminishing marginal utility. What marginal utility says, the quantity which you have, the goods which you have in a greater quantity, you are totally satisfied with that. Your MU is zero, so you are ready to sacrifice more. But the things which you always have in a lesser quantity, your marginal utility is at a peak. Means you want to buy that more, so you're not going to sacrifice it. So see, more quantity, your intensity become low, means your mu is zero, you're totally satisfied. Now you don't want that products, so you're ready to ready to sacrifice more. Oh, but the quantity, whenever any goods quantity you have less, your intensity to gain that is very high, your utils are high, so you will not going to sacrifice, or even if you're sacrificing, you're going to sacrifice very less. So more quantity, more sacrifice. Okay, so that's why MRS is falling. Now, the most important part, what is indifference map? Indifference map has been derived from indifference curve. See, indifference curve was combination of my only two demand, two goods, right? That was my single preference. That was my single preference. But I have lot of demands. So I have many preferences. So when you're going to plot all the demands on the curve, you will going to get varieties of the curves. Now, when there is a single curve, it's called curve. When there is a more than one curve, it's called map. When there is a more than indifference curves, it's called map. All of you, it's called map. Now listen. Indifference map. What is indifference map? Please listen and understand. Indifference map means what? Here, economists want to say as more your income increases, your demand also increases. And you and consumer always want to try a higher level of satisfaction. So for example, IC1 are my combinations of demand due to is of 1,000 rupees. So a 1,000 rupees combination A, B, C, and D, and all combination the same curve. So A, B, C, D gives me equal satisfaction. Now, but if further my income increases to 2,000, so my demand will increase. So I'll be having IC2 curve. My combinations will also increase. So for example, I want to buy more food and more clothes because my income has been increased. So E, F, G, H, I'll be getting greater combinations with a more quantity. Oh, so E, F, G, H is on the same curve. E, F, G, H will going to give you equal satisfaction as per rule number one. Okay. Now, if further my income increase to 3,000, so my further demand will increase. Now I want to purchase more food than IC2 combinations. Right? Yes. So as your income increases, your combination keeps on increasing. So when there is a multiple curves on the same demand curve, it's called it's called indifference map. So in map, there are 2 to 3 points you have to keep in your mind. What is indifference map? A set of indifference curves are called indifference map. So what is indifference map indicates? Indifference map indicates my total, a broad picture of my all the preferences. Okay. Now, but here now rule number two you have to keep in mind. Rule number one was any combination on the same curve gives you equal satisfaction. Like A, B, C, D is on the same IC curve, equal satisfaction. E, F, G, H is on the same IC2 curve, equal satisfaction. Okay, but if I compare A with E, are they giving equal satisfaction? No. Now, higher curve gives me higher satisfaction. Higher curve gives me higher satisfaction. That is my rule number two. Any combination IC2 curve will going to give me higher satisfaction as compared to IC1. But sir, how come you can say that? Because IC2 is of 2,000 rupees where I can purchase comparatively more quantity of food and cloth. Now, sir, how come? See, goods Y and X. If you're going to plot a combination, you're going to see 12 units of food, sorry, 12 units of clothes, 1 unit of Y. That is food. But similarly, E combination 15 units of goods Y and 2 units of goods X. When I can purchase more quantity at E combination of both goods Y and goods X, it will going to give me more satisfaction. Yes, but here a rational producer, the base of the theory is what? I want to derive low satisfaction or consumer want to derive maximum satisfaction. The base objective is to explain you how consumer derive maximum satisfaction. So you tell me now, IC3, IC2 and IC1, which curve will going to give me a maximum satisfaction? IC3. Higher curve gives me higher satisfaction. IC3 as compared to IC2, and IC2 will going to give me greater satisfaction as compared to IC1. Hope you understood. Yes, so this is what rational behavior of the consumer. Consumer always try to achieve highest possible indifference curve to derive maximum satisfaction. Achieve highest possible to derive maximum satisfaction. Okay, this is the rational behavior of the consumer. But now slowly we are getting into law of Hicks and Allen where they tried ki how consumer derive higher satisfaction. But before that, there is a one assumption. The biggest assumption is that the budget line because satisfaction you cannot get at a free of cost. To derive satisfaction, you need to purchase the goods, both X and Y, because it's a two commodity theory. And to purchase the goods, you need your budget. Budget means spending capacity. Am I correct? So what economist says is budget line will be a downward sloping line. Budget means spending capacity. Budget line will be a downward sloping line. Barabar will be touching to the both y-axis and x-axis. Why? Because if suppose my budget is 1000 rupees, in this budget I have to purchase both goods X and goods Y. So my budget line should touch to goods Y axis and goods X axis. Okay, so budget line is a downward sloping. Fine. Now here the assumption is that budget line should remain constant. Budget line should remain constant. Means by analysis, your budget neither should increase nor should decrease. And to make it constant, three assumptions has been considered. Price of goods should remain constant, income of consumer should remain constant, and no savings. But sir, why this assumption has been taken place? Because price, income, and saving intention will going to shift your budget line either to right or either to left. So if your budget line keeps on changing, I will Hicks Allen says I'll not be explaining you now how consumer can derive satisfaction, maximum satisfaction, how consumer can achieve to the maximum satisfaction. Oh, sir, but how come price affect to the budget line? Now come to the last page. See, if price of both products increases or decreases. Now understand. Let's take an example. See, these are the diagrams has been made. For example, price of X remains same, but price of Y increases. Okay, so this is my original budget line BB, right? If I say goods Y has become costlier, so when the price increases, demand for goods Y will fall. So I have to reduce my quantity of the Y. So my budget line will shift to B2, lower. Oh, and if price of goods Y has been decreased, so my demand will increase. So in the same budget, I can purchase more quantity of budget Y. So I'll be getting B1 and B. Oh my God, yes. So my budget line is shifting. Similarly, vice versa, over here goods Y, price of goods Y remains constant, but my price of goods X keeps on changing. So here also, if the price of goods X increases, my quantity of X become cost quantity of goods X will become costlier. I have to sacrifice more. My budget line will shift to left. Okay. Similarly, if price reduced due to deflation, my purchasing power will increase. I'll be able to purchase more quantity of X. My budget will shift to right. Or both the products simultaneously. It is also possible that price of Y and price of goods X both increases simultaneously. So my budget line, my goods Y demand will also fall, my goods X demand. So my entire budget line will shift to left. And this is also possible vice versa. Price of Y, goods Y is also falling, price of goods X is also falling. Now, to my purchasing power increase, my budget line will shift to right. So price makes my budget line shift to either left or right. Hence, it is assumed to remain constant. Same with the income also. Now, income increase your purchasing power. Again, your budget line may shift to right and left. So if your income increases, the whole budget line may shift to right. That means increase in income. So sometimes they can ask you if consumer income increases, budget line will shift to right. If, for example, income hasn't fallen of the consumer, so my budget line will shift to left. Oh, hence this is assumed to remain constant. Okay, sir. Now, third assumption is no savings. So why this assumption has been taken? Guys, this assumption has been taken due to one reason. If the saving intention will arise in the mind of the consumer, even he is capable of purchasing more quantity, he will going to sacrifice because his intention is to save more money. But here we are assuming no saving. No saving means consumer budget or income will always be equal to expenditure. Hence, this equation has been derived. Means your income, your budget is for example 1000. So 1000 rupees you'll spend on what? Quantity of X and quantity of Y. But you have to spend money. So you have to pay price of X, price of Y. So P into Q plus P into Q upon Q on Y. Okay, so all assumptions has been done. After understanding indifference map, that is higher curve give higher satisfaction and assumptions, let's understand the law which is given by Hicks and Alan. Now see to it how this curve has been derived. See, this is my budget line. Okay, black line is my budget line. For example, my budget is 1000. This is my budget line. Okay, and there are three IC curves. These are my IC map. IC1, for example, my budget is 2000. Let's consider 2000 rupees. ठीक है? IC1 is of my 1000 rupees budget. IC2 is of my 2000 rupees budget. IC3 is my 3000 rupees budget. Okay, now which indifference curve, which combination you would love to purchase to get the maximum satisfaction? So, consumer always love to purchase IC3, but IC3 is beyond its budget. Why? Because my budget is 2000 and I see if I want to consume IC3, which is going to give me maximum satisfaction, now it is beyond my budget. See, it does not touch to my budget line also. If you want to achieve IC3, your income should increase, but income is assumed to remain constant. So this is not possible. Okay, so forget, ignore IC3. Now, two combinations left, IC2 and IC1. See, IC1, I can purchase combinations of IC1 and combination of IC2 is also I can purchase, right? But I which combination will now going to give you satisfaction? IC2. Consumer will always going to purchase IC2. Why not IC1, sir? Now, because IC1, I have 2000 rupees with me. If you purchase any combination IC1, it indicates you want to save, and there should not be a saving. And IC1 give you lower satisfaction as compared to IC2. And the purpose of this theory is you should derive maximum satisfaction. So IC2 is the only possible curve in 2000 rupees consumer will get a maximum satisfaction. That's why IC2 E point is called maximum satisfaction point as well as equilibrium point. Consumer equilibrium means maximum satisfaction. The same word we have studied in consumer surplus also. Whenever I say consumer equilibrium, I want to say consumer have derived maximum satisfaction with its available resources. So one rule. Now, as per Hicks and Allen law, at which point consumer get maximum satisfaction? At a point where indifference budget line is tangent to IC curve. See, IC2 curve is exactly tangent to budget line. IC1 is not. IC1 is intersecting. Okay, yes. So consumer attains equilibrium at a point where budget line is tangent to IC curve. Now, so but why it is called equilibrium? So listen, now this is the point which I want to purchase. So I'll be purchasing this combination indicates quantity of Y, which will derive me satisfaction mu of Y and this mu of X, which I have derived by spending price of Y and by spending price of X. And both are giving me equal satisfaction. So you get equilibrium point by combination mu X upon price of X is equal to mu Y upon price of Y. I'm not getting so much into detail because the basic objective is just to make you familiar with the notes. Right? Yes, sir. We understood. So consumer is an equilibrium where my budget line is tangent to indifference curve. Come to the properties. Properties of indifference curves. Properties of indifference curves. Now, last 3 points. Here the theory and the law is over, but some now clarifications given by Hicks and Allen. Now, some properties of indifference curve. First clarification given by Hicks and Allen is that indifference curve will never intersect to each other. Means IC curves, you are making so many IC curves you can make IC1, IC2, but no IC curves will touch to each other, intersect to each other. Means IC curve you cannot make in this way, IC1 and IC2. No. ठीक है, first point. Second, indifference curve will not touch either of the axis. Yes, either of the axis means indifference curve will not touch to x-axis and y-axis. Now that means you cannot draw indifference curve in this way. Means my indifference curve is touching to y-axis also and x-axis also. No, indifference curve will not be possible in this way. Okay, why? If indifference curve touches to x-axis and y-axis, it become a single commodity theory, which is not the principle of the indifference curve. If you want to learn single commodity theory, then marginal utility was be the best theory to understand. Then why we would refer indifference curve? Then the fundamentals of the indifference curve will collapse. Okay, sir, how come when it touch to x-axis it becomes single commodity? See, if I say this is my A combination, so I'm demanding goods Y 12 units and goods X 0 units. And if I say I'm demanding goods Y, goods X 12 units, 0 units of consumption. Are hello, right? Huh? Huh? Yes. So indifference curve will never touch to either of the axes. Fine, sir. Next, the third and the last point. Third and the last point is Hicks Allen clearly stated that my law will not be applicable on complementary goods and substitute goods. Now, this law, this indifference curve will not be applicable on complementary and substitute. You have to ignore complementary and substitute goods. But why? Now, Hicks Allen want to say if you will apply indifference curve theory on complementary and substitute, now my law may not hold good. My law will not be applicable. So reasons are here. These are also very important MCQs. Please understand. If you people try to draw a curve for complementary goods, you will going to get a complementary goods in a L shape. IC curve will be in a L shape, 90-degree right angle. Because in complementary goods, you don't sacrifice. See, the base of the indifference curve is what? If you want to purchase more goods of X, you have to reduce more goods of Y. But here, for example, complementary goods are computer and keyboard. So I cannot sacrifice keyboard to purchase computer. I have to purchase both together. So sacrifice ratio will be zero. So your MRS in complementary goods, MRS is remain zero. That's why your indifference curve is a right angle 90-degree. So indifference curve will be right angle. It is in L shape. Okay. If you plot indifference curve for substitute goods, your indifference curve would be just a flat downward sloping curve. Oh, in substitute goods, your IC curve will be a downward sloping curve. Okay. Now, fine. Because MRS is constant. See, the shape of the curves is actually depends on MRS. If MRS is zero, indifference curve will be in a L shape. If MRS is constant in substitute goods, your curve will be flat downward sloping curve. Oh, so but why? Because guys, in substitute, you can replace goods with one another. You're not sacrificing. For example, my demand is cold drink. So cold drink, Pepsi and Coke, both are cold drink only. So by sacrificing Pepsi, I'm consuming Coke, or by sacrificing Coke, I'm consuming Pepsi. Your demand is not getting sacrificed. Your demand is actually cold drink only. Yes, so your MRS will remain constant because both goods are same. Fine. So this theory is applicable only on unrelated goods. But unrelated goods and MRS should be falling. Then only you will be getting proper IC curve convex to the origin. This is my actual indifference curve. But if goods are unrelated and MRS is rising, your curve will be downward sloping, but it will not be convex, it will be concave. So please keep in mind if MRS is rising, MRS, your indifference curve will be concave to the origin. No doubt, downward sloping, but concave to the origin. So these three curves are not my indifference curves. So MRS, due to MRS, the size and the shape of IC curves are changing. MRS is zero, indifference curve in L shape. MRS is constant, downward sloping flat. MRS is rising, downward sloping concave. Now MRS is falling, downward sloping but convex. Okay, so by this, hope you understood indifference curve in a very summarized manner. Okay, rapid revision. If you like these notes, shared with other. Now, I have not given any detailed explanations over here. For detailed explanation, you have to purchase my video lectures. This is just to make you familiar with my notes. Bye and rapid revision. So that's it, my dear students. This was your quick revision session. Simple words, clear concept. Now there is no room for confusion. If you understood everything in one go, say yes, sir, and give it one more quick revision. Remember, smart study is the best strategy. Keep revising, stay confident, and believe in your preparation. And don't forget to tell your friends that these notes are total exam lifesaver. Stay consistent, stay motivated, and I will see you in the next rapid fire revision.